Hi again, this is Dr. Mahmoud Al-Odeh, and this is the third video for chapter 9 on replacement study. And for this video, I'll be talking about replacement value. Uh, we understand that making decision about replacing an asset could be a challenge, and in particular, identifying the value of asset, which is called the replacement value, can help manager to make the right decisions. In this section here, for this video, I'll be talking about what we need to do in order to find the replacement value. And then we'll show you how to do the calculation for replacement value of the currently owned assets. So what we need to do in order to calculate the replacement value for the in-place defender, we have to find out the annual worth of the defender and make it equal to the annual worth of the challenger and solve the equation for X, which is basically the initial cost. And then we solve this equation for X. Let's take a look into this example. All right, here's an example. It says, the owner of a local small business is looking to replace one of the machines that he has in the store. The machine cost $600,000 9 years ago. Now he's considering an early replacement of the machine with a new one. He provided you with the following details to assist him in identifying the replacement value of the current machine. So let me explain you in a more simple words. So this owner of this small business was hoping to use the machine for 16 years. However, he used it for 9 years, and then he said, well, I'm going to just do an early replacement for a newer machine or a smaller. This machine is not working for me anymore. We switched to a different business, whatever the reason is. So they decided to replace the machine, an early replacement for the machine. And they purchased it for 600,000 long time ago. So that was 9 years ago. All right, so we have the current machine. We don't know what's the market value, the current market value, but what we know the annual cost for the machine is 27,000. We know that the machine can be sold after 7 years for $40,000, and that would be basically the rate for the life for the machine. And the rate, we have 12%. Now, if he's going into buying a new machine, that would cost him 370,000. He will pay 50,000 per year as an annual cost and 22,000 after 12 years. Now, what we need to do, we need to find out what would be the market value right now. Again, this machine purchased 9 years ago for 600,000. If for some reason the owner decided to replace it, but he doesn't know what would be the value for the machine. So your role now is to calculate the value for this machine. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to Excel here, and we'll show you how to do this. So what we need to do, we need to find out the annual worth for the challenger and the annual worth for the defender, and make these equal to each other. So let's start with the challenger because all these information are given to us. So we have the initial cost. So what you need to do, find the annual worth of the initial cost over the 12 years using the PMT function, 12%, 12 years, and we have 370 as the initial cost. Now we need to find the annual worth on year 12, which is given to us as a salvage value of 22,000. So that would be the market value after 12 years. Find the annual equivalency for that using the PMT function, 12%, 12 years, nothing for the PV, and the future value should be 22,000. And the annual maintenance and operational cost, that's 50,000, which is basically given to us. So looking into this, finding the annual worth to be 108,820, 108,820. Now let's find out what would be the defender. So what we need to do for the defender is we have to find out the annual worth for the initial cost, which we don't have it here. Yes, it's given as a 600, but that's 9 years ago. We don't want that number. What we need to do, we need to find out the cost for that machine at year 9 basically what would be the market value. So let's call it the initial cost. Forget about the 600, forget about the 9 years. Just to solve this equation, focus about the 7 years. So now the initial cost is missing. And what we have the salvage value of 40,000. We have maintenance and operational cost of 27,000. So start with the salvage value, which is the 40,000. Find the PMT for 12%, 7 years, nothing for the PV, and the future value to be 40,000. And now is for the maintenance and operational cost, this is given to us. Now, what we need to do for the initial cost, let's call it as a 1, and that will give us just the factor for it. The factor for the annual worth, which is the PMT, 12%, 7 years. Consider it is just only $1. The factor would be 0.219. Okay, now let's build the equation. The annual worth for the defender equal the annual worth for the challenger. The annual worth for the challenger is calculated right there, 108. The annual worth for the defender is adding the annual worth of the initial cost plus the annual worth of the maintenance and operational cost and the annual worth of the salvage value. So we have negative X, that's the initial cost that we don't know, or the replacement value, times the 0.21912 minus 27,000. That's the maintenance and operational cost, plus the 3964. Where this is coming from? That's coming from the annual worth of the salvage value is right there. Now we have an equation with one variable, solve the equation for X, and that would give you the value for this machine is to be $391,500. And that would basically make it worth the replacement if they want to replace it. All right, well, that said, that's the last example in the chapter. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. See ya.